Hey everyone, and welcome back to Jurassic World Evolution 2. Today I'm trying a little bit of a different speed build format where I'm going to talk in the background while I have pre-recorded building the exhibits. Let me know what y'all think of this. Do you prefer some commentary, or do you like to just have the music in the background? So anyway, we're going to be building 3 small dinosaur exhibits. I'm hopeful that maybe in Jurassic World Evolution 3 we might get some smaller fences that we can utilize to better exhibit these tiny dinosaurs, but in the meantime, here are a couple of strategies that I think are fun to show off the really good tiny dinosaurs that are in this game already in Jurassic World Evolution 2. So we'll have 3 exhibits. The first one will be for Homalocephale, and it's basically going to be right in the middle of a little plaza that we're building. One quick disclaimer is that this is in sandbox mode, so I did not test the comfort level for the dinosaurs, so the exhibits might need to be a little bigger possibly, or maybe there might need to be a certain population level for things to work out, but anyway, this is a little exhibit in the middle of a plaza. This isn't necessary, but I made a little privacy area for the dinosaurs with the concrete fencing because the rest of it is surrounded by the invisible fences. There is not a privacy need for the dinosaurs in this game. Maybe there will be in Jurassic World Evolution 3, I don't know. I think there might be, in order for them to breed. I think I vaguely remember seeing some sort of privacy meter for wherever you put the nests. But yeah, so anyway, I kind of am simulating that here. Don't need to do that if you don't want to. But otherwise, yeah, nothing too crazy. I did look up that I think they need like ground fiber and ground leaf, I think, so I did at least include the correct food sources for them. One thing that's I really like to do is to frame these exhibits with the planters, and then I'll also put a couple of benches around the flanks. As you can see, the invisible fence has a very big hit radius, so you want to be really mindful of how close your path is when you're doing these kinds of exhibits with the invisible fence. There's unfortunately a pretty big area that has to be left without anything in it. The second exhibit is going to be using the visibility cones from the hotels to, first of all, they're going to give us max visibility for the Homalocephales because the visibility is going to overlay with that exhibit, and then we are going to surround one hotel with a small fence to put Segisaurus in it. So this one is, I put actual fencing as opposed to the invisible fences because these are carnivores, and at least in theory they would be a little bit more dangerous. Same thing here, I'm simulating a privacy area with heavier tree coverage for the dinosaurs. Once again, that is completely optional, it's just an appearance thing. So then, another thing too is these Segisauruses are really tiny, so we were gonna put some water in here, but that's basically an ocean for such a tiny dinosaur, so you can use the water remove tool to make your pond or your lake or whatever much smaller. I also put the invisible fence in the back of the hotel to kind of simulate like maybe like a little bit of a feeding area or an observation area where the guests could, theoretically anyway, sit in the back of the hotel and watch. I'm putting some rocks down. I know I try to not get too crazy with rocks because it's really easy to get a little too rocky, if you will. The rock work can make an exhibit look fantastic, but it can also take like an hour, and that's not really what I'm interested in for this kind of a video. One thing I am going to do, though, as you will see, is I'm going to kind of frame the, well, first I put in a couple of little camera posts to just add to, like, the idea of some security measures, because these are carnivores. Those don't serve any functional purpose in the game, but I just think they look nice. I am going to frame the edges of this exhibit with some hills and some trees, so that it's not just, you know, a blank landscape in the background. Alright, and for our final small exhibit, we are going to build a tiny little gyrosphere ride for the Minmis. And so one thing you'll notice I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the gyrosphere track at the far edge of the exhibit. I think theoretically that will decrease the amount of time when the Minmis or whatever small dinosaur gets in the way of the gyrospheres. And the exhibit is so small that you don't have to really worry about the dinosaurs not being visible, because the cone of visibility or whatever should take up most, if not all, of this tiny little exhibit. And keeping the gyrosphere track on one end should, at least in theory, make it so they don't get log jammed as bad as if you had put it right in the middle. So anyway, nothing too fancy other than just some rocks, and I put their preferred food, a tiny little pond, and a little bit of terrain editing goes a long way. I think it helps a lot to put at least some sort of hill or something. And then here's a couple of just shots from eye level of these exhibits. So Homalocephales first, and then the Minmi exhibits. And then finally, the Segisaurus, we get to see them attacking a goat from the hotel balcony. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think of this different format with me commentating in the background. Commentarying, that's probably not a word. Giving commentary in the background. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.